Today we're interviewing Stella Lennox. Stella's campaign slogan is Next Generation Councillor and is standing as a candidate in the at-large ward. Welcome, Stella, and thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for asking me to be part of this. It's great.
So look, what motivated you to stand and what do you bring to the role?
So I absolutely love Masterton, born and bred here, and I want to see the region at its best. There's lots of positive actions happening already, but there's huge gaps in areas that need some serious work. No more talk and no more consulting. There's been a lot of that going on, and I think it's time to get in, get the tools out and get some work done. Yeah. I've had some large involvement around the antisocial behaviour at the skate park, and so through that I sort of saw a lack of coherence from council and identification of what the real grassroots issues were around the town, and I believe that community engagement is key to a councillor fulfilling their role. So getting out, talking to the people, understanding what's actually going on, and being part of the skate park and the positive change around that was really exciting and has driven me to obviously want to stand up and speak for the community a bit more. And I'm known amongst friends and family as an absolute doer, bit of a bulldozer at some stages, but you know, I get stuff done and I get it done well. So I feel I've got drive, passion to give to council. Governance and strategy lights my fire. I'm currently the chair for Board of Trustees at Lakeview, which I absolutely adore, and really enjoy being part of a great team that experiences the success of our wonderful school on the east side of Masterton. You can compare a board, I guess, of trustees similar to a council. We're sort of there for the same purpose: governance, strategy, policies, you know, maintaining and looking after our assets, etc. So with that experience, and I've owned my own business in Queen Street in Masterton, so I know what that's like, pros and cons about our CBD, but also currently I'm a manager for King Orders leading building maintenance partners. So I come with a lot of key good skills and knowledge, which I think I can offer. And yeah, I'm really passionate about our community, basically, at the end of the day, and that's why I'm standing. Yep.
Great. Look, let's talk about rates. First of all, do you know what the median wage is for Masterton people?
So, did a little bit of research here. Quite hard to find the exact median for Masterton, but nationally it's currently sitting at around 60k. So I would imagine we're quite substantially a bit lower than that, around that 50k mark is where I've put my knowledge.
Yeah. There seems to be lots of variances between everybody coming, you know, where you find your information. Also.
Yeah, totally.
But I guess the point of our question is to see whether councillors or potential councillors have an understanding of how low the wages are here, and the fact that we have very little or no disposable income, you know, especially to pay rates.
Yeah.
So leading on from that, do you think the long-term rate set at 6.8% in the, you know, over the next 10 years is affordable for ratepayers in Masterton?
No, not for all. I don't. I really don't. And I think the new council needs to really recognise that, and that the existing environment, especially around affordability, is really huge at the moment. And there's many ratepayers in our town that are extremely financially struggling. So that's a real concern.
So what strategies would you employ or support to reduce those rates in future?
Yep, so I would like the new council to look at, have we got the right mix with our differentials regarding urban, business, rural rates and user charges? And I'm really keen in the early term that the council reconsiders a significant issue. So there's the Rates Act that we can implement and, you know, set the rates accordingly. So it's not just a blanket approach. We can actually really drill into that a bit more and get a little bit more creative instead of just sort of saying, right, this is how it's going to be and it's been like that for the last however many years. Let's actually look at that act and what can we do, what can we change, how can we rework it to again suit our community. Yeah.
And if you had the opportunity to reduce rates, what would go?
Well, I am a big advocate for community funded projects, and I know that there would be a lot of things, I guess, on the shopping list, possibly towards the bottom, that ratepayers would be paying for. I think a lot of those can be looked at as community funded driven projects where we can get the funding elsewhere.
Okay, look, let's talk about infrastructure.
My favourite.
We have large housing developments occurring in Masterton. People want more houses to be built. People want less because of the infrastructure problems that apparently come from that. We've got climate change causing all sorts of, you know, severe weather events. We've got ratepayers living with the portaloos
Yep.
at certain areas of the town every time the streets flood, some for up to 10 years now, so we don't believe that's a climate change issue.
No.
We fully expect significant water restrictions this summer, and our infrastructure is going to struggle in future years. So how do you plan on addressing this issue?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things in that one particular little question,
Yes,
so I'll just go
yes.
through my key points, not in any order of significance, but I think water storage is key. I would like to see subsidised storage tanks for each residential property here in Masterton, new and existing, and I would like to see it become a consented sort of plan condition on all new builds going forward. I know other councils in New Zealand have already implemented this a long time ago, so we're really behind the 8 ball on that. The council needs to support the Wairarapa Water Resilience Strategy in conjunction with the Greater Wellington Regional Council. That's really important, and that's all happening at the moment. Engagement around the combined district plan, which I believe currently is being reviewed, so we're all sort of singing as a region off the same page, will be really, really important. And I'm quite supportive of infill development, so you can see a lot of it happening now around town, where we've got our classic quarter acre town section, and instead of the town continually spreading out, utilising great rural productive land, we're actually going to start developing infill, developing already on land that's available but underused, and that goes for in town as well. And obviously improving, and it's on the top of my councillor shopping list, improving and maintaining our infrastructure is absolutely fundamental. Unacceptable sewage. I've been talking to the guys that live around Coburn Street, and it's awful. It's absolutely devastating. So the fact that they've been putting up with this for so long, yes, it's not a climate change issue. It's just a negligence of not addressing those issues earlier. So that stuff needs to be at the top of the shopping list.
Yeah, so leading on from that, what's your view on the Three Waters proposal coming? Yeah,
it's a funny one. I see pros and cons. I can't see, obviously, we're all past the stage now where councils can opt out and whatnot, but I can see it's possibly going to be inevitable given the government. However, I think what council can then do is keep fighting back on the bits that we believe in. It would be sad to see all of that infrastructure go to the higher beings, but I think at the end of the day, whatever happens, the council needs to be extremely supportive of the communities, especially the rural guys, where this is going to affect them the most.
So you're all saying you're against Three Waters?
Yeah, I am.
So council are currently being offered this first tranche of money, which I guess they'll take at 3.88. So would you take the money?
It's a carrot. It's a dangling carrot. If we were to take the money, I would only want to see it put into investment in infrastructure around water.
So you saw the council's plan,
the wish list.
The 10 projects.
Yeah.
Did you put in a submission at all?
I did put in a submission, and all of my submission parts were based around the water and the infrastructure. Not so much a mobile library. That could be something as a community funded project, that sort of thing. So getting the priorities right.
That's what we'd like to see, Stella.
Yeah, definitely.
Look, let's talk about the Civic Center, which, some will say it's been a hot debate, some will say it's not.
The elephant in the room.
Yep.
It's important to some and it's not important to some.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I'm finding.
People's views have changed over time too, because it's been, going on for 6 years now. No one's made a decision at all. So what is your current position on this debate? So
my current position is that I support the plans to develop the current town hall site and the extension of the present library. I've always been that way in thinking, and it's what I stand by. A reasonable amount to spend is, let's be honest, what the town can afford after we've got our top priorities sorted first. That's how I see it. I would expect that the new council, we would receive a comprehensive briefing paper on the investigations and costs that have been taken up until the present time. And an informed decision needs to be made within 6 months. And I would like to expect there's a spade in the ground within the first term, without a doubt, Get on with the job. Yes. The town needs it. I'm not anti that the town doesn't need a place. It does need a place. For central focus, for people to, come together as groups. Absolutely. We need it. We do. And the current spot's perfect. But I think now the community is sick of spending money on consultants when we have plenty of wonderful people in this town who will probably give us the answers we need. And yeah, just come on, let's get on with the job at the right price that the town can afford.
Yes.
Yep.
So have you seen the Masterton Theatre Company's proposal?
Yes, amazing.
Which is quite exciting,
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
But we haven't seen the funding model,
No,
obviously.
they have, yeah.
So
yeah.
they're kind of pitching it at about the 30 million mark, and we certainly can't afford two $30 million or a $70 million and a $30 million venue.
I went to the presentation done by the theatre company, and I would imagine that a lot of that funding would come outside of the ratepayers of Masterton. So it'll be interesting to see what their funding model does look like. Yeah,
it was quite exciting, wasn't it? It was very good.
Well, and just so well thought out.
Yes.
And they'd engage with every sort of community user that would utilise the space, and the consultation process was great.
Yes, it would be good to see it in parallel with the Civic Center. But it needs to be affordable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so look, let's talk about amalgamation. Local government reforms are coming. You just touched on it briefly there. Where do you stand on the amalgamation with the 3 Wairarapa councils?
I believe there would be benefit of us merging. However, that seriously needs to be investigated further.
Can you explain what those benefits might be in your mind?
Yep. So effectively you'd finish up with, I guess, 1 mayor, 1 CO, 1 sort of base council. But then I would like to see, and I can't really see how it would look right now, but I'm imagining community boards, because you don't want each town to lose their identity. You don't want one town getting more than the other town, So it would be, the structure of how that would look would need serious consideration. Again, when it comes down to setting the rates, that could be an advantage, but again, the review of that and how that looks and works, and
Yes, because a lot of people think, why would we want to take on the South Wairarapa debt levels, or even Carterton, who have the highest rates in New Zealand, apparently?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I'm hearing that could be ring-fenced, some of that. So, it's how you do that fairly, I guess.
I think like anything, it's like when you amalgamate 2 businesses or whatever, there's going to be pros and cons, but again, it's just, working through it and making sure that everything's been explored.
Yes, have you been following the $3 dog pound?
Oh, yes,
and, it's that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
It's like, why does the Wairarapa need $3 pounds and the overheads for that? It's just crazy.
Yeah, totally.
Isn't it?
Who would have thought a dog pound could cost so much money?
Yes. Look, we need to wrap it up there, Stella.
No, all good, thank you.
So we want to thank you for your time today and wish you all the very best in your election campaign.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you guys for your support to date as well. It's been really appreciative. Yep.
Great, thank you.
Cool.
Look, that was Stella Lennox, who's standing in the at-large ward. What did you think? We look forward to your feedback.